Alright, I'm trying to make a video. I'm going to post it on the 30 years for selling cannabis or 30 years for cannabis page. And what I thought I would do is, I thought I would start giving posts about my new insights and things, because for those of you who don't know, I was recently put in the work release center. So I'm not technically out of prison, but I'm out of prison quite a bit. Like right now, I'm sitting at work, Kenny's West Side Pub, where I met Chanel West Coast the other night. Go figure. Been out of prison 2 weeks and I cooked dinner for Chanel West Coast. Interesting experience. But what I found weird is some things are so easy, like I just came right back to it, and then other things are very rough. A good example is using a time clock. Walking around on a beautiful sunny day, looking around at all the birds chirping, and everybody that walks by me is just staring at their phone. I spent all these years behind these fences looking at the sunset, thinking, wow, it's beautiful, I wish I could be out there to enjoy it without a barbed wire fence between me and it. And it's difficult to see all these people not even take the effort to look up to see it. But at the same time, I'm sitting here staring at a phone. But I like to tell myself I'm doing it because I want to help spread awareness for what happened to me. I don't care about any publicity or this and that for myself, but I received 30 years for bringing pot from California at the age of 19 and 20. And the thing that's crazy to me is I talk to certain people who don't understand it. That is nuts. And those people are representative of society. And I cannot sit by and idly allow society to accept that it's okay to give someone at that age 30 years in a cage for selling pot. I know I make crazy facial expressions, by the way. It's just part of who I am. So please excuse the weirdness. And the thing that gets me is, I've sat and watched the news and I've seen lawmakers say, oh, we don't got nonviolent pot dealers in prison for a long time. That doesn't happen. While I'm sitting in prison in a day room watching it on TV. So they technically said I don't exist. And if people won't acknowledge that I exist, it's going to happen to someone else. I've done most of my time. It's almost over with for me. I'm ready to move on to bigger and brighter things. Although I morally don't see a problem with people consuming cannabis if they do it in a responsible way, I do know that right now it's illegal, and if you break the law there has to be consequences. But I'm really experiencing a lot of difficulties these last few weeks, and I question if people realize that what they did to me, I think, exceeds the consequences that I ever did. That's not to minimize what I did. It's just an observation. And the reason I'm making this, and the reason it's so important that I want people to know about me and my case, is because Jay Scott, the prosecutor who prosecuted me, he's a very integrable man. I'll give him that. He will stand by his sentence. He believes what he did was the right thing. And he's not lying. He's not being hypocritical. He sincerely believes it. And I actually respect his professionalism. But right now he's the state's attorney of Macon County. And that tells me that it's very possible that the next 19 or 20-year-old kid could get 30 years again. And if you say no, that can't happen because the laws have changed. I came to prison in 2003. Did anybody think in 2003 you could get 30 years for selling pot with no guns, no violence, no gang affiliation? The only thing you could say I have is I got arrested more than once, because I got arrested with a bag of pot in a car a couple weeks before it. And I make no qualms about it. I was a drug dealer. I made money selling pot, and I don't dispute that. But society needs to come to a point where we reestablish respect for law enforcement. And right now we have a lot of people who are law-abiding citizens other than for the fact that they engage in cannabis. And I don't like it that we have people that look at cops as the enemy because they're afraid of the cops because they smoke pot. It's like prohibition with alcohol. You took legally upstanding citizens who like to drink and you made them feel like they're criminals and made them associate with people who do stuff that is criminal. Morally criminal. So, as a society, we need to come to a point where we get a rational view on this issue and make it so a 19 and a 20-year-old kid can look at law enforcement for what they are. Something in society that serves a benefit by keeping us safe. Not someone who's going to come and lock you up because you smoked a joint or you bought a bag of pot and sold some to your friends. Yes, I had bigger quantities than that. But right now we are putting handcuffs on people because they have a couple joints. And that's causing people to look at law enforcement in a way that is not good for our society. So, this is my beginning post. I'll make updates as it comes. But I'll close you with this. One of the things I notice is that I'm at work. Kenny's West Side Pub. Got to throw my work in there. Try to get some publicity. Make excellent pretzels. If you're in the Peoria area, come by. I'll make them for you. They're great. But anytime my boss is around, I feel like I'm around a CO again. I feel like if I mess up, I'm going to be thrown in seg. I feel like if I say something wrong and piss him off, that like Orange Crush, which is the tactical team, is going to pop out of somewhere and beat me up like they did a couple years ago and throw me in seg. To only 9 days later say, oops, I'm sorry, wrong guy, and let you out. You know? I'm really struggling to get over some of that, to realize that a boss is not a cop. Or, I shouldn't say a cop, because that's not a bad thing. A boss is not someone who's going to throw you in seg for something that was an accidental misunderstanding. So hopefully as the days go by, I adjust to all this. And thank you for listening to me. And you're probably understanding why I call myself the Rambler now after watching all this. Be good and enjoy your day. Because I enjoy all mine, even the rainy ones. Because it's always better than looking at your day through a prison fence.